ओम सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांतिः। समस्त जन कल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्। This is based on what Guruji, Swami Tejomayananji, what he had once spoken about Gurudev. The video was based on that. But how Gurudev lived in complete detachment. And he didn't have any attachment to the organization also. He didn't want the organization to start in his name. Did you all see the movie, Quest? We had put now the Google Drive. Please watch it, maybe today or this weekend sometime, because we will also have a session and activity based on that movie. So when people went to him, to start the organization, they said, we are very inspired, we want to call it Chinmaya Mission. He said, I refuse to be bound by any organization. Don't start any organization in my name. And then people said, but Chinmaya means knowledge, and we are seekers of pure consciousness and knowledge. So if you guide us, it would be very helpful. So then he said, okay. So he didn't start an organization in that sense. Devotees started it. That's why the answer is, I've done work of the Lord and dedicated it to the Lord. If the devotees want to continue, they will continue. And he didn't appoint any formal successor also. People knew that he has trained Guruji, Swami Tejomayananji, but he didn't officially say he will take over after me, nothing. Because organization didn't start, he had that much detachment. He didn't start it, devotees started. He continued to guide, and devotees are continuing to take this forward. So after him also, they are taking it forward. So it is like that, no attachment at all. To the body also, to the organization, to people, to nobody. So he lived rooted in that detachment. So today is his Aradhana day. 16% of his heart used to work in the last few years. But still, doctor would tell him you can talk only 20 minutes in a day. But he would still talk 3 hours, lecture. And then you saw so much of informal satsang sitting around people. People are asking him. Compassion, that is. So today, that's where we remember him. And the great masters, when they pass, when they drop their body, it is called samadhi. And we celebrate that day also. Because how one should drop the bodies, their life shows us that. Nirvana day or Aradhana day, we call it. Because once we drop the body, we will come back again and again because there are balance karmas and vasanas to finish. But they will not come back. Their body goes back to 5 elements. Their mind also goes back to 5 elements. They don't have ignorance. They don't have vasanas. So that is called Videha Mukti. When they have realized the truth here and now, that is called Jivan Mukti. But this body is still there. It has its own past karma to exhaust. Till that time, this body will live. When this body also dies, drops, that is called Videha Mukti. That person, there is no individuality absolutely there anymore. Even the body is not there. One with the Lord Supreme. So that's how it is. Videha Mukti. Now we had done last time lesson number 9, and we saw the Vedas are divided into different parts: Mantra, Brahmana, Aranyaka, Upanishad. And then we also saw about the other categories. Shruti is the Veda, then Smriti, Purana, Itihasa, all that. Um, a little more, I just want to clarify on that because it's not there as a part of the course, but the doubts may arise. Um, so I'll just share one image with you and then we will discuss on that. Because how the division is done in our culture of our way, our knowledge, that knowledge chart we should see. So I will just take portions of that and then you see here knowledge is divided into two aspects. One is called aparavidya, which is intellectual proper knowledge, understanding with conviction. And then when I meditate on that knowledge, the intuitive knowledge that arises that I am the self, that is called paravidya. So this is in the Mundakopanishad. Paravidya, aparavidya. Paravidya is intuitive self-knowledge beyond language. It's an intuitive experience that of oneness with everything. Call it self-realization. Aparavidya is the intellectual knowledge, the information which I use to internalize and then get the intuitive knowledge. So this entire this knowledge is there in the world comes under aparavidya. So this aparavidya is divided into two, Shruti and Smriti, which we did last time. Shruti is the Vedic knowledge and Smriti is the principle which are adapted to the changing times. Bhagavad Gita is a Smriti and Manu Smriti, Yajnavalkya Smriti, like that there are different Smritis. Now we also saw that the Vedas are divided, right? Vedas are divided into four Vedas totally: Rig Veda, Yajurveda, Samaveda and Atharva Veda. So below the Shruti you will see four Vedas. Now to study these four Vedas, there are six Vedangas which are called as the limbs of the Veda, which if I understand properly, then only I can understand the Veda. What are those six limbs? They are Shiksha, which is phonetics; Kalpa, the religious rites; Vyakarana, grammar; Nirukta is the glossary; Chandas is the science of meters; and Jyotisha, astrology and astronomy. And then there are four Upavedas, which are appendages to the Veda. So Ayurveda, Dhanurveda, Gandharva Veda, Sthapatya Shastra. Actually, Sthapatya Shastra and Artha Shastra are together. So that's how there are four. Four Upavedas, six Vedangas, and four Vedas. This is called Chaturdasha Vidyasthan, 14 abodes of knowledge. Our Chinmaya Vishwavidyapeeth is based on these 14 abodes of knowledge. That along with the BCom, BA, BBA, MBA, all that which we are offering, we also teach these aspects integrated with their type of course that they have chosen. So if they are doing BCom, so then they will learn parts of Arthashastra, then they will learn management from Valmiki Ramayana, Niti Shastra, and Vidur Niti from Mahabharata. Like that they will learn. So they understand both aspects, the objective knowledge plus our scriptural tradition. So these 14, so last time we also saw about the Vedas are divided into Mantra, Brahmana, Aranyaka and Upanishad. So Mantra and Brahmana is a Karma Kanda portion, Aranyaka is the Upasana, and Vedanta is the Jnana Kanda, the Upanishads. Now there is one more category which we had not detailed, that is a Smriti. Smriti category is divided into so many. There are Dharma Shastras, 20 Smritis. So Bhagavad Gita comes under that, Dharma Shastra. Then there are 18 Puranas. Puranas, 6 each for Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva. We saw that last time. 18 Upapuranas. Then there are 2 Itihasa. And Itihasa means epic, not mythology. That is a wrong translation of itihasa. Iti ha asa. It thus happened. Why? That's a clear distinction between Purana and itihasa. Otherwise, that distinction is not required. So, when it has happened here historically, then that is why it has been put. And the people who wrote it were there at that time. Valmiki was a contemporary of Bhagavan Ram. Vedavyasji was a contemporary when Mahabharata was happening, and it is actually because of him that the Vamsha also went ahead. After Satyavati's children, both of them died, there was nobody to carry forward that Kuru Vamsha. So it is Vedavyasji because of whom the Dhritarashtra, Pandu and Vidur, they were born. So he was a contemporary of the events happening that time. So they are called itihasa. They may be presented in a poetic way with lot of symbolism, mysticism, many things added into it. So that is two, Itihasa and Mahabharata, Ramayana and Mahabharata, two Itihas. Then there are Nibandha Granthas, which are about religious acts, rites, rituals. Then there is Agama Shastra. Agama Shastra is Shaiva Agama. Just look at, there are totally 28, available are only 20. Vaishnava Agamas, totally 215, but available are only 13. Shakti Agama, connected to Devi. And this is where it is Tantra, all those things come under this. So when we understand this, then we know, okay, there are scriptures, there are traditions, there is knowledge proper available for each of these. So Vaishnavas, they will follow the Vaishnava Agamas, those who worship Vishnu, Krishna, etc. Shaivites, they will follow the Shaiva Agamas. Surya, if you remember when you all did a presentation on Adi Shankaracharya, I told you he organized this whole worship of our culture into 5 Panchayatana Puja, not 5 elements, 5 main forms: Shiva, Vishnu, Devi, Ganesha, Surya. And the 6th one is Kartikeya. Shanmata Sthapana it is called. But in general, otherwise, Panchayatana Puja is done. In the south, etc., they keep Muruga also, that is the Kartikeya. But otherwise, these. So, Shakti Agamas are 77 available, 99, but only 77 available. Surya Agama and then Ganapati Agamas. So, these are all to also understand that there is a deep tradition. It is not that somehow just some people have created this and now we are just following. We have to go back to which is the Shastra, what is it saying, understand about the form of the Lord, deity, etc. Then 6 schools of philosophy also we have. Darshan Shastra it is called. So these are about life, about self, the different viewpoints that people have. So Nyaya, Vaisheshika, Sankhya. Nyaya is logical school, Vaisheshika is the atomic school. Just see, so long back, Kanada Rishi, he was the one who founded this Vaisheshika philosophy. And he spoke about Anu. Anu means atom. Paramanu, subatomic particle. Many of those things he has spoken. Beautiful aspects there. And how he connected that to the consciousness also. Then Sankhya is the Prakriti and Purusha. Through that, they call it here Cosmic Principle School. Yoga is the Patanjali's Yoga Sutras, what we follow, the entire science of yoga. Purva Mimamsa is rituals, Uttar Mimamsa is Vedanta, what we learn. So Brahma Sutra, etc. comes here. And last is the Niti Grantha. So Chanakya Niti, Brihaspati Niti, then Bhartrihari's Niti Shatakam, Vidur Niti, those will come here, which are specific for administration, politics, etc. So we already have Artha Shastra, which is there, plus we also have the Niti Granthas. This is the entire knowledge chart of our culture, so that we understand from where what comes out, which division it is. The division between Shruti and Smriti must be clear to us. Shruti is not human being created. Shruti is revealed knowledge. And Smriti is created by the human being based on the principles of the scriptures. So this chart, I will just add it on your drive so that you can refer to it in more detail later on. Yeah, so it will be just put outside Hindu knowledge chart. Right. So today we go into this lesson 10. So lesson 9, we also saw about the three aspects: experiencer, experienced, and the experiencing.
How many videos are there totally? 6 or more? Because 6 was in the end.
It will be more, no? More than 6 will be there.
It says load 02.
Yeah, 1 minute. Oh, only till 6 it is copied, is it? Okay. Oh, so that means one folder has not got copied. This is the half where Gurudev takes the permission from Shivanandji and then he goes down to share the knowledge and he starts the Gyan Yajnas. So the rest of that has not come, that means, right? So we'll put it up. Thank you, you telling me. I didn't know. I thought the whole thing was copied there. Yeah, we'll add that.
Can we request you to have a repeat of this night? I'm not sad because they've been alone. They've never been able to download or even.
No, but I am sorry that I cannot hold session. I can't repeat again because we have a timeline to finish and proper video recording is there of that. You can download it and just watch on your computer because the entire session to do again, it will take away everybody's time also. So webinar, some things we do. So if webinar you are not conversant with, then you can download the pre-recorded one and complete it through that. I have anyway given you the summary just now of half the lesson already over. Okay, these are the, but to go again into the detail, everybody's time will also get wasted in that. So recording up देख लीजिए in that, in this whole, this has the video. You can just download, open it on your computer and watch it. It will take 2 minutes to just open it on the computer. If somebody can help you to do that, then you can just watch it there. So in the 9th lesson, we also saw that any experience has 3 aspects: experiencer, experienced, and the connection between the two. And that experiencer is that on whom the whole experience depends. So that experiencer we saw has is the individual has 5 layers: Annamaya, Pranamaya, Manomaya, Vijnanamaya, and Anandamaya Kosha. Why these are called layers? Because they are covering the Atma, the true self. So from there is what we pick up this chapter, the next chapter, that these 5 layers, when they are there are a certain aspects which we have to understand, that each layer, the outer layer is grosser and the other one is subtler. That is one aspect that we have to understand. What is the meaning of subtle? That which is gross is limited in its pervasiveness and its capabilities. That which is subtle is much more pervasive. So our gross body, this gross body is only this much. But that which energizes this gross body is Pranamaya Kosha. So this Pranamaya Kosha is stronger than this body and more pervasive. It pervades this body plus around it also. So the energy which is there around, each one of us has an aura, an energy field. So that Pranamaya is more pervasive than this Annamaya. And today you know the signs of pranic healing, etc. So suppose the person is sitting far away also, the healer can give pranic energy from here through specific meditation and visualization, and the prana energy is directed towards that person and it helps that person. So that Pranamaya Kosha is more powerful and pervasive than the Annamaya Kosha. More powerful than the Pranamaya Kosha is the Manomaya Kosha, the mind, because it is seat of emotions And whatever we see, hear, taste, smell, touch, mind is made up of all that. So pranamaya kosha is energy field, but manomaya kosha is emotions, desires, all those things, perceptions, what we have. And this manomaya kosha is that when the mind becomes peaceful, prana also becomes deep. If the mind is stressed out, prana also will get burnt and harmed. So manomaya kosha is more powerful. It will influence the pranamaya kosha. Buddhi, vijnanamaya kosha is discrimination, thinking, rational logic. So mind can imagine. Mind has a lot of power of creativity. It will go into this realm of the known. But buddhi can explore the realm of the unknown. So new discoveries, innovation, absolutely unheard of or never possible things, also the buddhi will be able to do. That is the vijnanamaya kosha, the power it is. And the fifth one is the bliss sheath. So this bliss sheath is that which is the most pervasive because it is a sheath of vasanas. And this bliss sheath is that which is actually what we call in today's language as unconscious mind. Subconscious mind is the mind with emotions, etc. And then the conscious mind is the intellect. So in the waking world, we have conscious mind. So we have intellect, we are using our rational faculties, we filter out many things, we have proper classifications, divisions, but the subconscious mind doesn't have. That's why in the dream, its subconscious mind is functioning. Many things get mixed up because the conscious mind, the buddhi, is not functioning in the dream state. But below both these, subconscious mind, unconscious mind is the factor which is below both these. Conscious and subconscious. Below that is actually the unconscious mind. It is called unconscious because we are not aware of it. Like we call in Vedanta as vasana, it is unmanifest. So these vasanas which are unmanifest, they manifest in buddhi as desire and then mind as thoughts and emotions and then physically through actions. So this bliss sheath, that's why it's the most powerful one. It manifests in the deep sleep as well as in the waking state. So now these 5 sheaths, they are understood and they are to be known for what purpose? That they are only sheaths which are covering. They are not I. Because identified with each sheath, we have certain association and some thoughts. I am tall, I am dark, I am young, I am handsome, I am thin, I am old. These are connected to Annamaya Kosha. I am hungry, I am thirsty, I am yawning, I am vomiting. These are connected to Pranamaya Kosha. We call connected to Pranamaya Kosha because these are physiological functions done by the prana. They are not, they may be responses of the body, but they are still done by the 5 pranas, hence they classify under Pranamaya Kosha. I am happy, I am sad, I am angry, I am peaceful. That is which kosha? Manomaya kosha. I am blissful, I am happy, in deep sleep. That is Anandamaya kosha. When I am enjoying something that I got, that is also Anandamaya kosha in the waking state. I am successful, I am a failure, I am a believer, I am a non-believer, I am a Democrat. It is the Vijnanamaya kosha. So these are associating with each kosha, we have an identification, but we have forgotten who am I. To know who am I, we need to separate who I am not. For that we are learning this. Now these 5 koshas are also presented to us through 3 bodies. Same 5 koshas are equated to 3 bodies. So Annamaya kosha is our gross body. This gross body is called Sthul Sharira. It is called Sthula Sharir or gross because we are able to see it. It's tangible. Physically, we can touch it. So that is why it is called Sthula Sharir. And what is it? How is it got? We got this human body because of some karmas of the past. What is it meant for? It's an equipment to experience the world, to exhaust our karmas, to gain certain experiences in the world. This is an equipment. So this Sthula Sharira that we have, when we identify with this Sthula Sharir, in which state do we identify with this Sthula Sharir? Which state? Waking, dream, deep sleep. In three states, in which state are we aware of the body? Any other state? In dream and deep sleep, do we identify with the body? Physical body? Yes or no? Pakka. Some people still have doubt. Maybe. Gross body, are we aware of in dream and deep sleep or not? We are not aware. Only 1/3 of my existence, which is the waking state, I am aware of this. Dream and deep sleep, I am not even aware of this body, but still I am, no? How much still we give importance to this body saying, I am only this? How can I be only this? There's only 1/3 of my existence. Waking dream, dream, deep sleep, I am not aware of this, but still I exist, I experience so many things. So this is called Sthula Sharira, and Sthula Sharira is Annamaya Kosha. Then we have Pranamaya, Manomaya and Vijnanamaya Kosha, these three. They are called Sukshma Sharira. Why they are called Sukshma? Sukshma means subtle. They are called Sukshma because we can't see tangibly. They're not physically visible. And luckily it is not physically visible. Imagine our mind, you can see physically. Brain itself, if we have to see physically, we will become, not very pleasant to cut open and see what is the brain. And you touch that brain also, it's like a sponge type of a thing. The gross organ is the brain. Mind is the subtle aspect which functions through the brain. Even today, many people don't understand difference between mind and brain. That's very strange. What is mind and what is brain? Brain is gross organ and mind is subtle aspect which functions through the brain. So if brain is affected, ability of the mind to express through it will also get affected. But does that mean the mind is destroyed? No. When a person dies, the body is burnt. Does the mind die with it?
Yes, yes.
Mind also dies.
Because it has to function through the brain. The brain is dead.
No, understandable. Brain is dead. See, brain is dead, but does it mean mind is dead? Can it not take another brain to express? Which is what we say is rebirth, no? Like saying the bulb has fused. Now, if bulb has fused, does it mean electricity is gone? Electricity doesn't go. Only that bulb has gone. That electricity is there, but it is not able to function because that filament is thing. No? If you repair the filament, again it will come. Or you replace it with another bulb. Again it will start functioning. Mind keeps taking new bodies to exhaust its own karmas and vasanas. New bodies it will take. No. My mind is subtler than the, Atma is subtler than the mind, which is what we are trying to learn here. That this gross body, subtle body, causal body, these are three bodies. Atma is that which is making all these function. If Atma doesn't function, if Atma is not there, these three cannot function also. But today we have mixed up this. We have mixed up the Atma with all the three bodies. So I think I am the body. The word Atma means I. So I think I am the body. Vedanta is saying, no, no, body is your equipment, you are different. Like I have a phone, I have a mic, I have a table. I am different from all these. Same way, I have a body, I am different from the body. Atma is something else, which is enlivening this body. Like the electricity enlivening the bulb. There I gave the example of electricity for mind. That is just to make you understand that the bulb fuse doesn't mean electricity is gone. But actually electricity and bulb example is for Atma and the body, mind, intellect.
In the five koshas, in the five sheets, one of them was the mind also. Manomaya and why are we now saying that mind lives after death?
Correct, because
Consciousness is in the five sheets.
yes, but five sheets, as I said, they are not inside the body, no? Body is the grossest. That which is pervasive is subtler. More pervasive is more subtle. Less pervasive is grosser. So the five sheets may, when we die, only the body dies. The first sheet, Annamaya, that's all. Pranamaya, Manomaya, Vijnanamaya, Anandamaya. Four sheets. Enlivened by Atma. Travel further. They carry over forward, yeah. That's why nobody comes empty-handed, nobody goes empty-handed. We go with all these four layers. And we get into another body with these four layers. And the best part is we not only not go empty-handed, we collect more in this life and go with extra baggage. If I came into this world to exhaust, let us say 1,000 karmas, by the time I exit from this world, I already have 2,000 karmas more. I am going. So this cycle of birth and death never stops only. It keeps going round and round and round and increase each life more and more and more and more karma. So it's like that. The simplest example for that in today's context is the phone and the SIM card. What is the latest model of phone? iPhone X, no? X, XS plus, maybe. Chalo. So if I have an iPhone 8, let us say, now I got iPhone XS plus. What will I do? Take the SIM card from this 8 and put in the 10. Whatever is stored on that SIM card will come here or not. That phone I will abandon, but the SIM card will come or not. And then new contacts I will add in that. By the time I take iPhone 15, let us say, so much more is already added in that SIM card. It is like that. And SIM, you know what is SIM? That is there. I'm talking Vedanta. I'm talking Vedanta wise. SIM. Phone is the body, S is the senses, I is the intellect, M is the mind. Senses, intellect, mind. Now when I say senses, don't confuse these eyes. This is organ. Huh? Faculty. Huh? This is organ, the faculty of seeing. That is called sense organ. Sense. Seeing, hearing, tasting, smelling, touching. Five senses of knowledge. Then walking, grasping, speaking, evacuating, reproducing. Five another senses of knowledge, action. Five senses of knowledge, five senses of action. Five pranas, prana, apana, vyana, udana, samana. हो गया 15. Mind, intellect, memory, ego. That we will see today's session. Mind, intellect, memory, ego, 4 is 19. Plus vasana, 20. Plus avidya, ignorance, 21. These 21 items go out from the body at the time of death. And they will enter another body according to the karma. So what dies is only the gross body. Jiva doesn't die. Till the karma is that the jiva will live. One body to another goes on taking bodies. So the idea is to understand who is this real I. That big I have forgotten, that self. Now I am thinking of myself as the body or as a jiva, and now I am going from life after life. So this pranamaya, manomaya, vijnanamaya kosha is called subtle body, sukshma sharir. Why? Because it is not perceptible, and also we should know that it is that which is the cause. Our kind of mind we have, emotions, desires we have, according to that we will get the gross body. So it is the cause for the gross body. And especially this human body, when we get, the buddhi is there in this human body. Again, I am saying body because it is a human birth. Otherwise, buddhi is a part of the subtle body only. When we have such karmas that to exhaust them we need a human body, then the buddhi gets activated in the human body. And we are able to discriminate what is right, what is wrong, what is real, what is unreal, what is atma, what is anatma, temporary, permanent, all that only in human body we can do. So this human body and this subtle body which we have functioning through this human body is very, very rare. What happens to this buddhi in other bodies? It is still there. A dog also will have. But the dog's body cannot express the subtle faculty of intellect. It can only express gross intellect. So the dog will also discriminate what to eat, what not to eat. It will smell something, it is not appropriate, it will leave. It will only apply gross vivek, sthula vivek it is called. So this sukshma vivek we have. And that's another reason why it is called sukshma sharir. So gross body, then subtle body. So the subtle body is the experiencer actually. Gross body is the equipment of experience. If the subtle body is not there in it, this gross body cannot experience anything. That's why dead body cannot experience anything, will not respond to anything, because the subtle body inside is gone. So the experiencer, the jiva, I, Mr. So and so, is the subtle body. So Annamaya kosha equal to gross body. Pranamaya, Manomaya, Vijnanamaya kosha equal to subtle body. And Anandamaya kosha is called causal body. Karana sharir. Yes, cause of. Remember, it is causal body. Don't call it casual body. Many people say like that, gross body, subtle body, casual body. It is not casual body, it is causal body. Why it is causal body? Because the vasanas and ignorance are the cause of our desires, thoughts, actions, everything we experience is the cause of that. And this causal body, bliss sheath, is beginningless. There is no beginning. When this ignorance began, no idea. It is there. When did my first vasana come? That cannot be answered. Because after vasana only comes the mind, and after mind comes time. So how will we say which is the first vasana? At that time, time only was not there. So it's not possible to say. What is the meaning of that? No need to start figuring out which was my first vasana. Existing vasana I exhaust and ensure that no new vasanas come, and then realize the truth. That's all. So this is the causal body. It is inexplicable. And this causal body is that which is beginningless, but it can end. When I get the proper knowledge, the ignorance will end. So causal body has two aspects. One is all our vasanas of the past. In so many lives we have collected. And in this life also we are adding. All those actions which when I do any action with ego and egocentric desires, they create an impression on the mind that is called samskar. And that samskar, when it becomes strengthened, that is called vasana. Simple example, Saturday morning, 7:30 FVC class. First class when you come, what is it? It is a samskar. Second class, third class, fourth class, like that if you come, then now it becomes a deep-rooted samskar, which is called vasana. So the week on which it is not there, what will the body and the mind do? It will anyway get up, 7:30 class. Then one will say, nahi hai, chalo, acha hai, so jao. But that samskar will come because it has become a deep-rooted vasana, pattern. And when the FVC course gets over, then you will say, Saturday morning kya karenge? Find something else to do. Because now that slot is there. That is called vasana. So whatever I do with egocentric desires, it creates a strong impression. And not all vasanas get manifested as desires again, immediately. So these vasanas is what we carry forward, which is why it is called causal body. Because these unmanifest vasanas, they will need to manifest somewhere. So they will become the cause of the further desires, thoughts and actions. So that is called as the causal body. And with this three bodies, gross, subtle, causal body, or five koshas. Now when I identify with these five koshas, that's why I feel I am the jiva, Mr. So and so. When I forget that my true nature is the Atma, which is infinite. Sachidananda Swarup Atma is my true nature. I have forgotten that. This whole purpose is to understand who the real I is, so that if anything is happening to equipment, it is happening to equipment, it is not happening to me. That is the practical aspect of this. Suppose now this is, monsoon season. So many people are getting flu. Suppose you get flu. What should be the attitude of a Vedantic seeker? I should take medicine. I should have some diet restrictions. All that I should do. Don't eat cold things and don't drink cold water. All that I should do. But in the mind, what is the attitude? Body has the flu. I am a Sakshi. I am not having flu. Functionally, you may use the word I, saying I have flu. Don't start talking to people like that, saying, my body has flu, I am witness. Body is hungry, I am not hungry. Will you come to pick up my body at 9 o'clock? Instead of saying, pick me up at 9 o'clock. Come pick up my body. That person will wonder, kya ho gaya? Huh? Ghost, yeah. So practically we have to use the word I, but internally we should know, I am not this. See, identification is very strong, no? I am angry. Anger is there in me, no doubt, but that is one part of the personality. Anger is manifesting at that point. I am a witness to it. My nature is that. So I need to know that part very clearly. So now this three bodies, five koshas. Now in this one more aspect we have to learn is that this body is called Bahishkarana. It is called the external equipment. And as I said, Manomaya kosha, Vijnanamaya kosha, Pranamaya kosha is the experiencer. So that experiencer is also little more detailed. So this Manomaya, Vijnanamaya kosha is elaborated into still further aspects called Mana, Buddhi, Chitta, Ahankar. These four. That's called Antakarana. Inner equipment. The word Karana means equipment. Equipment is inert always. This is inert. This is my inert. Computer, inert. The equipment is inert. A sentient entity is that which is using that equipment. Same way, mind, intellect, memory, ego is inert. Made up of five elements it is actually. Atma enlivens that. So what is the difference between Man, Buddhi, Chitta, Ahankar? Mind is the seat of emotions. Emotions, when they arise in our mind, They are both positive and negative. We do emotions empower a person also to do a lot of things. People sacrifice, people give up many comforts, they even give up their life because they feel for the cause. So emotions have great power. So that is the mind. Also, if you remember last time, we have done this whole distinction between mind and intellect, right? Mind functions through emotions. Mind is in a state of doubt. Mind is indecisive. Mind is a flow of thoughts. Those things all we did. So that is the mind. Intellect is decisive, rational, is able to take proper decisions based on values, ideals. That is the buddhi. And most important aspect of buddhi in human body is self-awareness. I know that I am a human being. Consciously I know. Others don't know that. So that conscious knowledge, that is called ahamkar. Mr. So and so, I know I am so and so. And there is chitta, which is memory. Every experience leaves an impression on our mind, and there are certain things which we remember. Those impressions are stronger also, that, and we remember the experience, so that the future decision when we have to take, we are clever and we based on our earlier experience we take. So first time I touch fire and it is hot. Now that knowledge will go into the chitta, that fire equal to heat and it burns. So next time I see fire, I will not put my hand into it, because the chitta has recorded that experience and the knowledge is there ki don't do this. So man, buddhi, chitta, ahankar, these are four aspects. And these four, why should I know? One is I should know this is a part of equipment. This is not me. So that I remain unaffected by these four. Second, I should know how to use these four well. Emotions I should use positively, and I should not think negative emotions, nor I should get overwhelmed by emotions. That emotional control, stability is very, very important. In the Mahabharata war, that is what happened to Arjun. Emotionally, he collapsed. I should know how to control my emotion. Then, buddhi. I should know what are my goals, what is my vision, what are my values, which I want to achieve without compromise. And of course, spiritually, I should be able to awaken the Atma Anatma Vivek, Buddhi. Chitta, how much knowledge I have, what is the data that I have collected, how can I keep improving my knowledge bank, Chitta. So keep learning new things, do engage in that which will make me more sharp, more focused, those things, creative, those things. So then more knowledge as I keep getting more and more. And ahamkar is a sense of I, individual. Who is this I is what I need to find out actually. I have forgotten that this small I is nothing but the big I. So if you see in your book, there is one chart that is given there. And that chart is, I don't know if you have your course material here. If you have, you please take this page number 5. In this page number 5, you have this, one box which is there, pure consciousness. And inside that there is a triangle, and inside the triangle is written conditioned consciousness. What is the meaning of that? So like this hall is like this triangle box. Space is all pervasive. If I build a wall, then I'm enclosing this much space. This is called room space, that is called outer space. But actually is space divided? The wall is built in space, inside is space, outside is space, everything is space, and it is one space only. But because I build a wall, it is an apparent or a functional division I have created, this room space and outer space. And inside this now bedroom and kitchen space and restroom and hall and all these divisions. But actually space is only one. Same way there is one pure consciousness. Identified with this one body, this one pure consciousness appears to be limited. So now I am thinking I am this one little body, mind, intellect, and I am in consciousness which is inside it. Consciousness is not inside it. Consciousness is enlivening the whole thing and it is outside, inside, everywhere. All pervasive it is. So it is that unconditioned consciousness actually, which limited by the equipment of the BMI appears as conditioned. If I break this wall, what will happen here? The space here as though will merge with outside. But is there actually some merging happening? There is no merging. It was already one. All the time it was one only. Only the divisions which got created, those got demolished. That's all. Same way, this false sense of identity with this one BMI that we have, that I am this, that makes me separate from the world, from the creator. Now I become one small creature. Then I'm scared of other people, I'm scared of the world, I'm scared of God, and then there is so much of fear, anxiety, stress, worry. All this, how will it go? When I let go of this false identification. So this body, mind, intellect, in the triangle, when you see here, they have given ego on one side, intellect on one side, mind on one side. This is the conditioning. Now, we don't have to destroy the mind, intellect and ego. We have to dissolve those things which are making me feel separate. Like this triangle, so ego goes by karma yoga. When I dedicate my work to a higher purpose, I don't do it for I and my benefit only. I say I do it for my family, I do it for my country, I do it for certain noble cause. Then this I will not get stronger. Success will still come, prosperity will still come, but the ego will not strengthen. So through karma yoga, I can liquidate this sense of individuality. For mind, it is said bhakti yoga. Through bhakti, let me liquidate the emotions which are negative, which are harmful, and channelize them, and through surrender, realize the truth. And Jnana Yoga is get proper clarity of who am I, do the discrimination, Atma, Anatma, Vivek, do contemplation, meditation, and through that dissolve the sense of individuality. So breaking in this example outside is physically breaking the wall, but in this, it is not physically destroying the mind, intellect, ego, it is completely dissolving the sense of separation that I have through the three yogas. So those three yogas will come ahead as we go ahead in the next few chapters. What are the three yogas, etc. will come. So we will take up at that time. Now what we saw, those three bodies and 5 koshas, it is also important to know these, because when we study further, suppose you study the Gita or the Upanishads, Brahma Sutra, etc., then this is a good foundation. That's why this chapter is also called Fundamentals of Vedanta. This is a very good foundation, because this is how these terms and terminologies are what is used in those textbooks, Gita and the Upanishads, etc. So those are called the main textbooks, Shastra textbooks, and these are the introductory concepts which we should know. So 5 koshas is equal to 3 bodies. Now where does this equipment go through all the experiences? In 3 states. They are called avasthas. What are the 3 states? Waking, dream, deep sleep. In our Vedanta course, there was a brahmachari and he was from Bengal. So he would always say, what are the 3 states? Waking, dream, deep sleep. Waking state. In a way, he was right only. This waking state, we are getting baked only full time. roasted completely in this fire of samsara. Waking state. So what is this waking state? It is the grossest. See, the definition of waking state is very nice in this Vedanta. Waking state, they don't say that when, from morning 6 o'clock to night 9 o'clock, you are without waking state. No, no, no. When I'm identified with the senses and I'm experiencing the world outside through the gross body, then that state is called as the waking state, Jagrat Avastha. What are the specialities of this waking state? In the waking state, one is gross body, I am fully aware of. And only in the waking state, the buddhi also functions. Buddhi doesn't function in dream state and deep sleep state. Now think about that. It's a fascinating thing. Buddhi functions only in one state. In that also I refuse to use it. Then what am I doing? How many people actually apply the buddhi to even understand what is right and wrong? That is one part. But how many awaken the buddhi to know who am I and who I am not? That discrimination I can do only in the waking state about Atma and Anatma. What is temporary and what is permanent, I can do that discrimination only in waking state. That also I don't do. So I am not using the subtle powers of my buddhi. I am using it just like utility value for any other creature, how they use it. I am using it just like that. So very important it is that this gross body is a tool for doing sadhana, because I can use buddhi in this waking state. And so gross body, senses are active, mind and intellect is fully active. And it is through the gross body that mind, intellect, memory, ego, all of them express also in the waking state. And when this body is functioning, actually how is the body functioning? Body is made up of 5 elements. It is jada vastu, it is inert. How does the body function? Atma enlivens it. So Atma identified with the gross body, the generic name of that Atma is Vishwa. Like see, we have, each one of us has a name, no? That is to distinguish between each other. But generally that Atma identified with the waking state, Mr. Waker, if you call it Mr. Waker. In English that is a generic name, Mr. Waker. In Sanskrit that generic name of Mr. Waker is Vishwa. Why this Vishwa is to be known? Because when we study ahead, these terms will come there. Vishwa, Tejas, Prajna, that time we will wonder what does this mean. So this foundation is very important for that. That the Atma identified with the waking state, with the gross body is called as Vishwa. Please remember it is Atma. Body is not called Vishwa. Body is only Sharira, Sthula Sharir. Atma identified with the body is called Vishwa. That which is infinite Atma identified with one body has now become this Vishwa. So if there are 7 billion people in the world, human beings, then how many Vishwas are there? 7 billion. Each Vishwa has their own name. Got it? So that infinite is manifesting now in form of 7 billion Vishwas. And each one thinks I am only this much. But what is the real nature of that person? Infinity. Each one is, each one's nature is divine. Each one is infinite by nature, but one has forgotten that. So Atma identified with the gross body, experiencing the waking state is called Vishwa. Atma identified with the subtle body. Now even in subtle body, what we saw 4 aspects, no, Man, Buddhi, Chitta, Ahankar. But in the dream state, only the Mana functions and Chitta functions. Buddhi is dormant and Ahankar changes identity. Do we continue the same identity of Waker in the dream state? We change our identities. We become so many other things also. This can be one part of that identity, but we take up many identities in the dream. So what is the dream state? Impressions that we have gathered in the waking state through seeing, hearing, tasting, smelling, touching. Those impressions which are there now on the mind. When we have withdrawn from the waking state, in the state of dream, those collected impressions are projected and a whole dream world gets created. And the dream experiences happen. Whatever I collect in the waking state, those are mixed up and projected in the dream. Now what I collected in waking state, not in this life only, many lives before also. So whatever is there in the chitta, the mind and the chitta are functioning in the dream state. Because buddhi is not available, random mixture will happen. So if you see, let us say you went to some classical concert, Bharatnatyam concert, and then you also saw some movie, Planet of the Apes, just example. Now in the dream what will happen? You will see the ape doing Bharatnatyam. Mixture will happen, random. So one is the dream is a emptying out process, where whatever I have collected in the waking state, no, the subconscious mind is clearing it out. Because if the dream is not there, we will go mad. We cannot be ready for the next day. Just like the physical body, we need to evacuate whatever is the waste product, etc. And the system, when we early morning when one gets up, till the system doesn't get cleared, one feels very uncomfortable. When it is cleared, one feels happy. Same thing it is with mind. Undigested impressions are there, experiences are there, suppression, repression, so many of these. Throw it out. Wake dream state is that. Even some unfulfilled desires and very light impressions which are there. Suppose you feel like eating ice cream. Very light impression it is. In the dream you will exhaust it. Just you ate ice cream, finished, over. It's a very light impression, not a deep impression. Deep impression will not be satisfied. You may see it in dream and that will further strengthen that vasana. Dream mein to kha liya, waking mein kab milega. So some vasanas also get exhausted in dream. Some undigested impressions are projected in the dream. Unfulfilled desires, all that. So what is the dream state? Dream is like that. In the dream, gross body is not experienced. Only subtle body and causal body are functioning. And buddhi is not functioning. Only man and chitta and random mixture happens. So now Atma identified with this subtle body is called Tejas. It's very beautiful. Why it is called Tejas? See, Vishwa it is called because we experience world outside. Why it is called Tejas? Tejas means light. Have you ever thought, when you go to sleep, so many of you have spectacles. You put aside your spectacles. How are you seeing the dream? In what light do I see my dream? That's the light of consciousness, which is empowering the mind. Then I see the dream. Bhagwan made such a nice equipment. Otherwise, imagine, for dream state, I have to wear lens, spectacles. Problem. Two sets I have to maintain. Waking state ka spectacle separate, dream state ka spectacle separate. What are you doing? Now I'm going to go to dream. Put on that dream spectacle. Nothing. Bhagwan has already created that equipment. Mind is able to actually experience it because of the light of consciousness. So it is called Tejas. And then comes the deep sleep state. third state. The deep sleep state is when body is dormant, mind, intellect, memory also dormant, ego is also dormant. Memory is just recording basic, so basic part of ego remains, but our identification, everything, identity, everything gone. What remains is only to record absence of everything. There was nothing here. In deep sleep, there is no experience. What does one experience? There was nothing. So when one wakes up from that state, then one says, I slept like a log, I didn't know anything, I was dead, all those things. Because mind is not active, buddhi is not active, memory is only recording absence of whatever is not there, nothing is there, it's only recording that. And ego also is absolutely bare minimum. Technically one says there is nothing, no mind, intellect, memory, ego in deep sleep, vasanas only are there. But then there is an entity recording the absence of everything. So that is the subtlest state. And it is, I am in the state of vasana at that time. Only the unmanifest vasana is there. In a potential state, I am actually at that time. That's the proper word. Like the whole tree which is there, no? The tree is there in a potential form in the seed. In the same way, the entire personality goes into potential form in the deep sleep. And then again it comes out in the dream and waking. In stages it comes out. So first the mind, intellect will get active. The dream will come, mind and memory, the dream will come, and then from there the buddhi will get active and then further identify with the body, and then waking state we experience. So now this Atma identified with this deep sleep state is called Prajna. Prajna means I don't know anything. Prakarshena Ajna, ignorant. Because that's the experience. In deep sleep, I don't know anything. And yet deep sleep is full of bliss. Why? Correct. So it is, I'm not aware of anything, but why is it bliss?
The experience is
Hmm?
the experience is the same.
Yes, everybody's deep sleep experience is the same. That is one. Yes, we are unconscious. At that, so in that state, when we are there at that time, we don't know it is bliss or anything.
There are thoughts, but there are unconscious thoughts maybe.
That's the reason. The troublemaker is not there. The mind, intellect, all no thoughts, no desire, they all have become dormant. So the absence of all negativity, trouble, and I am closest to the Atma at that time. That's why there's a called bliss state. Waking state of everybody is different from each other. Dream state of everybody is different from each other. But deep sleep state of everybody is same. You may be a king, you may be a beggar, whoever you are. Deep sleep of everybody is same. In what sense? In this sense that body, mind, intellect are completely dormant. Vasanas are there, but they are in unmanifest form. And ignorance of the self is there. I don't know who am I. So there is an absence of agitation. So relative bliss it is called. So these are three states: waking, dream, and deep sleep. And Atma goes through these three states, identified with each of these as Vishwa, Tejas, and Prajna. But who is this Atma? Atma is that which is beyond these three states, beyond the three bodies, beyond the five koshas. There is one state which is the fourth state, that is called Turiya. Turiya Avastha is there which we experience when we realize the self. When we meditate and we detach from the BMI, that is the state which we experience, Turiya Avastha, where I say I am not the body, I am not the mind, I am not the intellect, I am not Vishwa, Tejas, Prajna. Then who am I? Chidananda Rupa, Shivoham, Shivoham. I am one pure infinite consciousness. That state is what we actually experience when this conditionings we transcend. So more about this we will continue. This chapter is not yet over. The nature of Atma, some and the BMI chart are still remaining. Basic aspect it is. It will take 15 more minutes to complete that. That we will do in our next class. But my suggestion is please read this chapter 9 and chapter 10. These two chapters, no, one must master, because this is required for proper understanding of Vedanta in the further chapters as well as further books also. So three bodies, five koshas, and three states. I should be very thorough with these, because this is what I am thinking I am now. I have to detach from these and realize I am something else, that is Sachidanand. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.